crashing.
Right?
All our favorites.
Speaking of bad conditions.
Speaking of bad conditions, let's talk about flights now. So Dubai flights were delayed or cancelled due to poor weather conditions over the weekend. Now the weather has been the kind that would shut out, that you would want to shut out the curtains because it's just not that pretty of a sight. And it's all sort of sand and dust, reducing the visibility that residents couldn't see the Burj Khalifa or the person standing right next to them because the sandstorms were so bad. And flights, of course, were affected by that. And over 10 flights were redirected. Some were postponed and some were just cancelled.
So, Dubai International Airport stated that 10 inbound flights were diverted to Dubai World Trade Center and other neighboring airports. Passengers have sent many complaints to Dubai airports to sort out the entire situation, and many reported long queues at check-in desks and transit desks as well, with little information as to what was happening, which can get very annoying for everyone.
Yeah, so, okay, you guys, before I read your comments, which is very interesting, I'll tell you guys about the story and what people were saying on Twitter. So there was a lot of frustration and people were just like really unhappy with, the lack of communication from the airlines. Exactly. So people were like, my flight has been cancelled to Dubai from Manchester until tomorrow due to a sandstorm. The communication from the Emirates Airline staff is truly appalling. We are currently stood in an extremely long queue. No idea where this is going, where we're going. Nobody has bothered to tell us or update us. Absolutely incompetent.
Oh my God.
Almost 3 hours standing in connections desks, and hundreds of people are waiting like me, utter chaos. And people just went on to really voice their frustration.
Yeah, as they should on Twitter, especially. Yeah. Like, good old Twitter, people say what they want to say. But like, for me personally, I hate going to the airport, period. And for me to go and then there's a delay and to have like lack of communication, all airports do this. Like, it's not cool. But yeah, like even last night, random, I had a dream that I flew to London and forgot my luggage and had to go back. And just the entire situation, like I woke up in the worst mood ever. But
that was a dream for you. That's a reality for so many. Can you imagine?
And I was frustrated. So like, I can only imagine how annoying it can get when there's lack of communication. Like, if you were told like, hey, this is the situation, like the dust storm's doing its thing.
Yeah.
Like you'd be more accepting of like, oh yeah, this makes sense as to why the flight's delayed. But if you're standing there for 3 hours, like, do I get a Starbucks now or should I wait? Will the flight leave me?
Exactly. And there's so many, like when you're traveling, right? So many things are involved, like the people receiving you at the other end, at your destination. And so many factors are involved, like your hotel bookings, your meetings and all of that. So like not to update passengers, I would think is a little unorganized, but of course we know the summer period has been dicey for travel in general. Like as things are picking back up and like things are changing, and like Heathrow has been too full, full in terms of capacity, and now Dubai had like this weather condition to deal with. So I think like everyone's just trying to get their reins back on again.
But also for those 10 flights that have been redirected or not the best situations, they were provided with hotels to stay in the meantime until everything was resolved. So there was that. Depends what hotel. But like there was some form of compensation or understanding or middle ground for them.
Okay, you guys.